Hey, 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 happy day after Thanksgiving. It's Friday, it's Black Friday 2024. My package arrived, my surprise package. You're going to say, oh, no, not it. Anyway, but I've left the A4 out here for a couple days. I'm going to actually finish this up tonight, probably by in the morning. I may have to come out in the morning and finish it up, but I'm actually getting ready. It's the rain finally went away a couple days ago, and I got the soldering iron ready. I'm going to turn it on when I get done tonight. I'm going to come out here and I'm going to touch up the solder joints on that rotary switch. And I think some of the contacts on the very back of that turkey are the ones I sprayed, but I can't really get to all of them. So I'm going to make sure there's plugs I can take out of the back that I can make sure I got enough cleaner in there to take care of that. So I'm going to just make sure I'm going to hit them, take a little brush, hit them with WD-40 one more time. And then that's after I touch up all those solder joints. I'm going to touch up primarily the ones, I'm probably going to touch all the ones that I can see here that I can get to the easiest. I'm going to do all of them, but mainly I'm going to make sure I do all the ones that work on that 15 meter on up band position. But here I digress. Here's the surprise. Hey, what are you doing, Kit Kat? My little helper's in here. So anyway, I got a surprise. I just saw it and it popped up and I went, okay. I may have to do 2 videos here. Sorry, it looks like I wasn't even looking where I was holding the camera, like I wasn't there, but I need to get down here where I can see what I'm doing here. Let me try to get in there. I guess I should have undone the box before I started the video here. This is going to be kind of awkward, I think. Where are you going? She's in here investigating. I haven't been out here in the garage with her in quite a while, so it's like, yeah. All right, what do we got here? Ooh. Now this video, I hope it doesn't rotate 180. I'm gonna have to do some correction on the video itself if that actually happens, which I can edit it to fix it. Ooh, look what I got here. Look what I got here. Oh, this is are you getting nervous? Are you getting nervous? Are you getting nervous? What is this? Let's see. You know, like I said, I probably should have unsealed this before I started this video. And before it's over, to keep from scratching this unit, I may have to do that. So let me stop the video and then I'm going to do a splicer-roomy. Or how do I say it? Splice-a-rooney? It doesn't make any sense, does it? Let me stop it, and like I said, you're not even going to know I went away. Okay, the suspense is over. See, you didn't even know I was gone, did you? See that? Oh, no, not another blah, 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 blah. Well, this is going to be another one of my infamous 10-meter conversions. This, my friends, is the best Scissors band all-band transceiver, the first 40-channel Scissors band all-band transceiver that was like the best one. Now, I think the President Madison and the Robin 520D had the exact same board. And, you know, this one had a couple limitations that they did intentionally that those didn't have, because those other ones had a problem with the finals blowing. People get in there and turn them up just a little bit, and the next day they'd be blown, you know. They were overdriving something. They had to make a design change, but Realistic saw that coming, and so they went ahead and made some limitations before they let this one come out. This was ready for the Christmas of 1977. And this one is non-modified. It's all original, has not had one thing done. The guy popped the cover, and none of the wax and the coils have been touched. It hasn't been tweaked. I kind of looked at the pictures and a couple of the variable resistors that I'm familiar with in this thing, and they look like they're in the original stock position, so it hasn't been touched. And he had it on a power meter in his ad, and he said it was doing like 5 watts out or something on AM and 10 watts on sideband, but he had like a 1 to 5 or higher than a 1 to 5 SWR, so that's probably why it was probably off. erroneous readings, but it was working. So anyway, this one looks like there aren't any scratches. I'm going to pull the face panel off. Of course, you pull all the knobs, pull the face panel. I'll take this thing in the kitchen sink, some dishwashing soap, and I'll get this front panel all clean, making it look like new again. There's no scratches anywhere on this radio, on the front, nowhere. So this is an all original, never been touched. Now you might remember that I have the Digiscan new in the box, new old stock for this exact radio, for that chip. This has that D858 chip in it. And so anyway, I did order the service manual and the cap kit somebody sells together, the premium cap kit. So I'm going to go through it. You know, I'm going to, first of all, what I did was, is the actual PC board, that Uniden that 858 PC board has a lot of, it's got a pretty heavy layer of dust on it. So I ordered some of that spray. There's this company that makes ESD, anti-static products, and they have this compressed air in a can, right? But it's been done right. And it's got some additive chemical. It's not any kind of a liquid or any kind. It's just some kind of an additive that it makes it, anti-static, so you don't zap chips or transistors when you spray a board. So it's a very high pressure focused spray can. So I'm going to blow all the dust everywhere off that PC board. But like I said, when I get a chance, I'm going to go ahead and, I guess I hadn't said yet, but when I do get a chance, I'm going to go ahead and take this, I'm going to clean this thing up before I do another video and pull the lid off and kind of show you around the inside. I actually had one of these. You got to remember, I was a ham before I even played around with CB, because you got to remember, I said before, I was a boy in the late 1960s when I got my novice license and stuff, 1968 or so, I think is when it was. And then that guy, 2-3 years later, gave me that Heathkit novice setup, that DX60 and the HR10 receiver. And, and then we moved, my dad's company was moved to Oklahoma, and that was right at the start of the CB craze. Here I am, a ham and everything, but what was funny was there were CB antennas popping up all over my neighborhood, and people were starting to get on. They were popping up on people's cars, and one of my friends in middle school happened to be on it too, just like 2 blocks away. So I got a hold of a radio and I started talking to him, put up a little temporary antenna. It wasn't even resonant, and I'm surprised it didn't blow the thing up. But we started talking, and one thing led to another. Because I was a teenager back then, so I got into CB a little bit too, and I'm not ashamed to admit it, but I was a ham before I was even got into playing around with any of this stuff. And I let it go. I mean, I got into it for about to the 80s, and then I let it go. What happened was, I got one of these radios. I cannot remember how it went. It's been so long. I got this at Christmas in 1977 when it first came out. I remember getting the flyers, and I remember seeing the promotions on this at the Radio Shack stores. I think maybe in the catalog, going to be available for Christmas, so-and-so. And I think and what I did was, I went in there and I pre-ordered one, is what I did, right? I had one of the very first ones. And I think I had money I knew was going to be coming for Christmas, or it was the Christmas present from my folks. I cannot remember. It's been so long. But I got this radio when I was 16 years old, or one just like it, new in the box, when it first came out. And of course, I had a box on the bottom of it with a ribbon cable going underneath of that PLL chip with 4 toggle switches, and this thing went all over the place. So I know this radio. This was when I was 16 years old, young. I was horny. I liked to party, and this is when the friends in my neighborhood and the friends from school and the people I met in my local area around my neighborhood started coming by and stuff, because they got on CB too and everything. What happened was, the way I got into it was, I met that friend of mine that was 2 blocks away, but then one of my other friends at school had one in his car, and that's kind of what started it off. And I was already a ham, so I was basically doing both. But what happened is I was actually working on this stuff for people too, so it was pretty lucrative back in those days. But this is that radio. This is the one that came out. This is that Uniden board. Each of the manufacturers came out with one of these models. Like, you had like the President, was it Madison, the Robin 520D, and there was Cobra, whatever it was, and then this one. And That's when the FCC went, no, 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 no. Because all you had to do is build a little diode matrix on a rotary switch or toggle switches. You could make these things go up to like 30 megacycles. It was like, what, 29,995, I think is what it was, the highest frequency, and they'll do it. And that's what I plan on doing to this one. You know, I want, what I want to do is I want to make it work good from 2800 up to like, 29.7 basically. So then I'll have all three modes. So that'll be nice, but I'm not sure I'm going to use that Digiscan. I'm still debating on what I'm going to do, but I got to get this thing out of the box here, get it, take the cover off, inspect it, get it all cleaned up. And then when I get ready to actually start on this, I'll start the part 2 video. This is part 1 on this. So I just kind of wanted to make this a surprise. And I know a lot of hands are going, oh God, not another, blah, blah, blah again. But hey, get over it, dudes. This was fun back in those days. So this was, the radio I had, this was like my best radio I ever had back when I was a little kid, as far as CB, when I was a boy, young teenage. Well, I wasn't a boy, I was 16. And then eventually on down the road, I got back into ham and I started getting better stuff. I had a Tempo 1 and had some Swan stuff. And then I had the TRC-458 when I got relicensed again officially. I kind of got back into it before I relicensed it. I let my license expire is what happened. So I had to retest again. Then I got back up to advanced class. So anyway, boy, I'm happy I got this. This is the best Christmas present ever. It's like, even though it's Thanksgiving, how long ago was 77? 40 some years later, almost 50 years later. I mean, that's, what a nice surprise to get, for another holiday season, 40, almost 50 years of, again, of getting the same surprise or whatever, even though you knew it was coming. So that's all for now, and happy holidays and Merry Christmas, and I guess I'll say Happy New Year's in advance. And then the next video is going to be this guy, because I'm waiting for it to warm up. It's almost noon. It's getting warm. I've got the garage door open. I'm getting ready to go out in the backyard here and go upstairs and finish my ground radials on the 75 meter full height vertical. That's what I'm getting ready to do. Then I'm going to start on the insulators on the fence to get the beverage antenna going. 73s for now. This is W5HRO.